Ugh. Beautiful.
Righto, g'day everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. You're probably wondering what this video is. It's quite simply just a talking footy video. I feel like I want to make this video now after watching the Giants and St Kilda game because, yeah, it's just crossed the line at the moment and I just really want to know and just share my thoughts of what's been going on with the AFL so far. Umpires, questionable, suspensions and inconsistency with the MRO and the bloody tribunal and crap like that. Just those two main issues really, and yeah, just give my thoughts on it and a bit of a rant too because it's just been shocking so far this season. We've been really blessed so far this season with 5 brilliant rounds of football, just really high quality efforts and games from many different clubs. And now we sit and think there's one or two issues in the way of those entertaining games, and it's the umpires and the suspensions and MRO troubles and all this inconsistency with the tribunal. It's just honestly pathetic, and it's something, I just want to touch base with and have a little chat about. So the first thing is a pretty major issue with the AFL at the moment is the umpires. Just everything seems to be wrong with them. It seems to be just getting worse and worse every year with the AFL umpires. Every time a match is finished, I go on to, I casually scroll through Instagram and social media, and whenever the AFL or 7AFL makes an Instagram post about it, have a look at the comments. Every single time, 9 times out of 10, it's a comment about someone complaining about the umpire's free kick, this team free kick, that team. It's just never a game with fair umpires, and you can make obviously the point of, it's because they supported the team that lost, of course they're going to be mad about umpires. Yeah, that's true, but it just seems to be getting worse and worse in a situation for these umpires. It all started really with the stand rule. That's when things really got controversial. This was in place at the start of 2020, and it's honestly gotten downhill from there. We've gotten many just complaints and from many pundits about this rule has got to be stripped. I made a video the other day ago of if I were AFL CEO, I would just get rid of the stand rule. You could make the case of the stand rule. Yeah, it does help with the flow of the game for the attack, but for the defence, not so much. I'd just get rid of it. And this year, it's just been a bit of a shock from the umpires. A lot of people can say that the umpires haven't been too bad, which is fair enough. It definitely has been questionable, and the main reason why the umpires have been shocking, we all know, is just the umpires' dissent and the questionable 50-metre calls. It started off with the 𝐬𝐴𝐸 Community Series with the Carlton Demons game. Just an absolute disaster. There was at least 12 or 13 50-metre penalties, and they were for the lightest offences of complaining to the umpires, saying, hey, what was that? Slightly reacting to a free kick you gave away, and then bang, 50 metres, concede a goal. They touched it up, obviously, with the home and away season starting up, but it's still pathetic with many different changes that they have made. Of course, the main one we do know is the reactions from players if they give away free kick or if they put their hands up like that, if they think if they're appealing for a free kick or a deliberate out of bounds. And I love how they say that's a 50-metre penalty, but it's completely inconsistent. That's the main word of this video. Inconsistency. It's just terrible. The umpires say, yeah, well, that is going to be penalised as a 50-metre penalty, but how come they don't play it? It is pathetic how in most incidents it doesn't happen, where in other incidents it does happen. There's no consistency in it, and it's just unbearable to watch of just these players going out to battle and all the emotions running through them, and if they can't seriously put their hands up like this and appeal for something, which is totally human nature in the heat and battle of an AFL game, it's just, unbearable to watch, and it's just making my blood boil, and it is for so many fans, and it's just the thing you hate to see. AFL football, such a game with full of emotions, and if you're going to give away a free kick that you don't agree with, or you feel like you made a solid tackle, but it's in the back, of course you're just going to be like, what the hell, umpire? Like, this is just normal, and the umpires seriously cannot tolerate that. They have to give away 50-metre penalties. It's just ludicrous. Of course, the latest one with the dissent dramas is Dan McKenzie giving away a 50-metre penalty because he thought the ball hit the ground where, yeah, he thought it was play on. So he's like, umpire, no, it's hit the ground, it's play on, which is just a totally fair appeal to do. It's in the heat of the battle. Why can't they do that? It baffles me, and he gives away a goal with a 50-metre penalty. It's just gotten way too far. AFL players are not robots. They're allowed to show their emotions as long as they don't, go over the top and swear at umpires and get in their face. That can obviously be a fair enough 50-metre call. But if it's seriously for putting your arms up like that and just being like, come on, seriously, it just baffles me. Another good example is, and because I'm a Swans fan, I do know it quite well, is 𝐻𝐿 give away a in-the-back free kick. It's like a minute to go. Swans are up by 5 points, and it's a chase-down tackle on 𝐼𝙗𝙪𝙩. He tackles him in the back, which you can make a case that it's a bit of an on-the-fence call. It really could have caused a stoppage and be a ball up, but of course, he's in the heat of a moment. It's so tough. Of course, you're just going to be like, what was that? How was that? That bloody in-the-back call, and he gives away 50. It just makes you seriously want to pull your hair out of how players have to keep such a tight threshold of going too far. They have to keep it under that really, really tight threshold of not getting too carried away, because it simply doesn't work like that. Okay, AFL players are under the pump enough in many different scenarios throughout a game of AFL football, and giving away a free kick after you thought you did well, you made the effort of running, let's say, 50 metres down the track, making a great spoil, making a great tackle. It's too high, it's in the back, you held someone. It's fair enough that players do the casual, oh, come on, or just complain for 2 seconds, and they give away 50 metres. It's, just pathetic. It really needs to change, and it's gotten too soft, and many people can agree the umpires have gotten too soft. And the next issue that I want to just have a little rant about is the inconsistency with suspensions, players getting off, players staying on. An absolute disaster as well. I saw a good video the other hour ago. It's by a YouTuber called Holding the Bull. He made an excellent video explaining about the many different suspensions from the latest history of many controversial calls from the last 5 years to the present, and just touching base about how come these calls didn't get called while these ones got suspended. So make sure to check out that video. I'll link him in the description, the YouTuber, and also the video. It's a great video, so make sure to check it out. And it's been an issue for quite a number of years now, the inconsistency of the tribunal. I think the main problem is that you've got the more established and high quality players getting off like your buddy Franklin Joel Selwood, whilst your newer players and unestablished players probably commit worse crimes and they're getting harsher penalties. It's pathetic. It is just crazy. I don't understand how this works. Of, let's say, a good example is Tim English, the bump on Nick Blakey, and Paddy Ryder, the bump on Will Day. Practically both the same. Tim English doesn't get a sniff, whilst Paddy Ryder gets 2 weeks off. When you look at the tribunal, I don't understand how they cannot implement a common sense kind of philosophy when determining penalties for certain things. I don't understand, and many people don't understand, why they can't compare certain bits of footage and see around the same type of contact. Why can't they pay near the same amount of penalty? But if you look at the tape with both incidents, both the same things, player A will receive a harsher penalty while player B receives nothing, or a small fine. There's no consistency to it. It's, again, another unbearable thing to witness, especially if you're a fan of a certain team or player that cops a nasty punishment, where you'd be like, well, how come, player A gets off, the player I love, and then player B, who commits near the same kind of penalty, gets off because maybe he's a more established player. It's just terrible. Oh, jeez. I mean, I'm pretty light on words, fellas, but I just really want to get this out because I've been thinking about this for a number of weeks, of just the inconsistency of the pathetic calls of suspensions and the tribunal. They need to fix it up. I know it's a bit of a petty thing to me to have a little rant about it, but it's a fair call. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the dramas that's just been going in the AFL. Again, a quick recap. Umpires, the dissent, and all that crap is just terrible. Seriously, putting your hands up like that, appealing for free kicks, it's gotten too far. The stand rule, was controversial enough, and they're trying to make the players act like robots now. It's simply gone too far. Suspensions, way too inconsistent. Players getting off while other players aren't for pretty much the same kind of penalties. No matter what kind of player you are, no matter if you're a Hall of Famer caliber player, no matter if you're an All-Australian caliber player, no matter if you're a Verge 22 player, every player gets treated the same. It has to be built on common sense, the Tribunal, and it seems that they don't. They try and get too technical, and it's kind of a bit fishy how the more, high echelon players get off while others cop it. So it's just a bit of a talking footy video, fellas, on a Friday night. GWS and St Kilda game was a cracking game to watch, but then again, just a few of those dissent umpire calls just crossed the line for me, and I wanted to make this video about it's been crazy with what's going on with the AFL, with all the dramas, with the umpires just not tolerating it. Finally, before I finish the video, fellas, just a heads up that I'll be heading down to Launceston this week with my old man, and I am going to be vlogging the Hawthorn versus Sydney Swans game. Should be an absolute ripper down there in Launceston. Really keen to get some footage going. It's been a while also since I've seen a live AFL game, so hopefully the Bloods can get up. But anyway, fellas, there's my little rant, I guess you could say, talking footy video about what's just been going on with the AFL, the pathetic calls and umpire dissents and all that crap. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Make sure to leave a comment down below, fellas. I want to get your fellas' thoughts about just your take on all this. The umpire dissent, it's gone too far in my opinion. Suspensions need to become more consistent, needs to be based on common sense, no matter what player you are. Went over that a few times, but yeah, that's it from me, fellas. Yeah, have a great rest of your long weekend. Have a great Anzac weekend. I'm keen for some good footy. It has been really good quality footy. We have to say that. Goal kicking's been, I guess, more accurate. We've seen some more surprising teams, and yeah, it should be an absolute ripper of a competition, and it all just matters if it can be even better, if the umpires can fix up their shit about the dissent it needs to go, and also the consistency and suspension. So yeah, that's it from me, fellas. Take care. Have a great weekend, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. See you later, fellas. Fuck me.